G'day guys and gal. There is a bit of a curse on Warhammer 40k games. Whilst fantasy, a dead setting, gets the literal holy grail of gaming on more than one occasion, 40k just doesn't. This curse is even more present with mobile games, less hardware to work with and often monetized in a very predatory way under the guise of, but it's free to play. So when the team of the latest and potentially greatest 40k mobile game reached out to me a few months ago to get my thoughts and opinion on some of their ideas and the game they were working on, I thought that was pretty cool. I love getting involved with anything Warhammer related, and it also affirms that despite me and GW not being best buddies, I'm still not on their shit list quite yet. They pitched an original game design with 8 different factions on launch and multiple unique characters. A rapid-paced turn-based tactical RPG, they called it. I was intrigued, so I agreed to review it to see if we finally had something we could enjoy on the way to work, on a plane, or just when we don't have our gaming rigs in front of us, or if this was just another corpse to be thrown on the ever-growing pile of failed 40k games. Full transparency, this is a sponsored review as they wanted it to come out alongside the launch, but I told them if the game was shit, I'm giving a shit review and they gotta pay me anyways. They agreed, which is always a good sign about a developer backing their game. I'll break the review up into multiple sections: gameplay, graphics, audio, how the game is monetized, the story, and then other little features and bugs and whatnot. After that, I'll give it a rating and either recommend it or not. Goes without saying that I'll be reviewing this as a mobile game, not as a hectic AAA PC game, so I won't be drawing any comparisons to Elden Ring or some shit. Oh yeah, and one of you lucky ducks is winning a hoodie, a free combat patrol box of your choice, and a custom professionally painted miniature, and a huge starter pack to give you a head start in Tacticus. To be eligible, just join my Discord below and react to the posts about Tacticus in announcements. I'll choose one of you in a couple days. Let's get into it. Alright, gameplay. Yeah, it fucking slaps for a mobile game straight up. The thing about Tacticus is that it remembers that it's actually a game, hence you spend every little bit of playtime actually playing the game, or opening copious amounts of chests the game is always flinging at you. More on that later. The Tacticus battles take place on a hex grid, kinda like a chessboard almost. Your heroes will fight against the enemy team using strategy, special abilities, and a touch of luck to win. I call this game the most ambitious 40k mobile game ever because of how diverse the enemy units and factions are, along with all the game modes. You start by taking on Necrons in the campaign, but then you soon unlock a survival mode against the Tyranids. Each faction is unique and actually takes certain abilities from the tabletop. For example, the Necrons have a chance to reanimate upon death. This one Necron nearly lost me an easy match because it reanimated 4 times in a row and bogged my heroes down. You can actually play as any of these factions. Unlike most mobile strategy games, the strategy here is actually important. You can go into a battle and lose your entire squad, or you can flawlessly win purely based on hero positioning, the timing of their abilities, knowing when to attack and when to defend, and what enemies to take out first. It's probably the fastest paced turn-based game I've ever played. The game is naturally sped up, which is good for keeping it quick, but it would be good to have a button to slow it down to normal or only a slightly sped up mode for those of us that aren't railing huge lines of speed. I mean, you can adjust the game speed, but only to make it even faster. So you've got fast mode, faster as fuck mode, and holy shit, gimme drugs mode. To give an example of pacing, I played for about an hour or so and I beat part 1 of the campaign, did various PvP matches, various survival mode matches against the Tyranids, opened 5 million chests, and had unlocked a Necron and Death Guard hero. I haven't yet hit that wall that most mobile games seem to put in front of you after an hour or so of gameplay, and I'm not sure if I will. If anything, the pace of the game is speeding up as I get access to more game modes. Speaking of game modes, there are quite a few, but only a few unique feeling ones. The campaign is just gameplay with a little bit of story, dialogue, and boss fights thrown in. The Onslaught is a survival mode against the Tyranids, which is cool. It means you can play more defensively rather than the absolute yeet that is the campaign. PvP is sweet, but very fast paced, as the heroes do so much damage, so it's over pretty quick. For now, you seem to only be able to fight other players' teams, not live PvP, but it seems like they are testing and soon to release live PvP, which is as much as we can really ask for. However, my favorite game mode is the clan boss battles. Basically, you and your clan attack a big ass boss, whittle down its health, battle by battle, and then try to kill it for a big reward. The battle itself is epic and a lot of fun. Beyond the game modes, what I really love is the fact that there is no superficial base building thingo. I've realized that a lot of mobile games throw in this base building element and other random not fun shit to distract you from the fact that the actual gameplay itself is very bare bones. Tacticus's entire game is centered around its core gameplay. It wants you on that hex chessboard, killing Necrons and Tyranids, not waiting 12 hours for your town hall to finish upgrading so you can upgrade your research center, which lets you upgrade your town hall again after 35 hours. The balancing is a bit off. Some heroes feel like fucking juggernauts sent by the Emperor himself, like the Interceptor can summon other Interceptors to jump in and just start fucking everyone up. However, the Sister of Battle Flame hero is a bit underwhelming, but that's okay. Typhus shouldn't feel the same as the other Death Guard. Saint Celestine shouldn't be scaled down to a flamethrower Sister of Battle. I'm just mentioning it because it's something to be aware of as you put together your hero squad. Now onto the graphics. Whenever a game dev is making their game, they have two choices for how the graphics will look. They can go high res and realistic as possible, like Call of Duty, or pick a less complex but still aesthetically pleasing art style, like Overwatch or Fortnite. Tacticus has chosen the latter, and while I wouldn't say it's grimdark in the slightest, it still works pretty well. If anything, it looks like the models were taken directly from the tabletop, with the proportions matching almost exactly, so there you go. Each weapon has sweet VFX, but they can be hard to appreciate with how fast-forwarded the game is. Likewise, some models have different animations for their melee and range attacks, whilst other models only have one attack animation for both. It's not a shocker which ones get the special treatment. You also can't zoom in on the battle, which would be a cool feature. Next update, they should add like a normal speed mode with a zoom function and the game would suddenly get a lot more cinematic. Speaking of which, I'm yet to encounter any cinematics, which is a bit of a shame. I always like a bit of cinema to break up the gameplay, but I definitely wouldn't call that a deal breaker. How's the audio and SFX? Well, the music is great and the SFX are spot on, the right amount of impactfulness, but the game has zero voice acting. I'm a bit of a slut for some good voice acting, even just a bit of superficial stuff here and there like battle cries or whatnot. The game does make a joke about itself during the tutorial about this, so at least it's self-aware, but yeah, if there was voice acting, the sound and audio would be completely infallible. This next one's a big one. How is it monetized? There are great mobile games out there that are totally ruined by a predatory monetization system, such as Mexican Demon Eternal. Likewise, there are average mobile games that gain a lot of respect due to a very fair and non-pay-to-win system. Tacticus does it in an interesting way. Everything in the game can be unlocked through playing and at a decent pace as well. Like I said, I was unlocking new heroes from different factions within half an hour to an hour. The special currency in the game is also very earnable through gameplay, so massive fuck yeah to that. The monetization just helps speed things up or give you access to certain heroes early. That's good, but it's fucking expensive. The basic packs that literally just level up heroes you have and give you in-game resources that are easily earnable through gameplay is $15. That's how much a Total War Warhammer DLC costs, and those DLCs are fucking fire. To unlock the Fall of Cadia campaign, you either need to grind a shitload of Black Legion hero shards or spend over $40, which is just way too much. You could buy an entire video game with that much. The worst is the Blackstone. They are seriously encouraging you to buy the $160 pack, like, dude, that is taking the piss. I'm pretty conflicted here. On one hand, it seems like you can happily play through the game at a good pace without buying anything. For example, I accumulated around $15 worth of special currency in my first hour, but on the other hand, the actual monetization is a piss take. Those hero upgrade packs should be $5, with the Fall of Cadia pack being $15. There should never be an option to spend $150 in a single purchase for a mobile game. It's just so odd in my opinion. It seems to discourage you from buying stuff by making it unnecessary. Like, I spend 30% of my time opening chests and gaining genuinely useful rewards, so why would I buy super overpriced stuff? How's the lore, story and writing? After all, I am a lore master first, a fucking retard second, and a game reviewer 12th. With the absence of cinematics, voice acting, and the focus on gameplay, there isn't much of a story. For the first campaign, you've been cut off from your chapter and are forced to fight through various Necrons and their bosses to reunite with the Ultramarines. You can then play a mirror campaign where you get to basically do the reverse of whatever you previously did, making the game non-canon, which is probably why there isn't much in the way of hectic plot twists or original ideas. The writing is very vanilla, which I guess matches the Ultramarines pretty well. As for bugs and other little features, I haven't counted any of them so far, so that's good. The UI is intuitive, easy to follow and easy to use. The pre-battle menu is likewise easy to navigate. I never felt lost or that I wasn't making the most out of my upgrades. I also found it easy to find and claim all my rewards for getting achievements and whatnot. The developers told me they plan to keep adding content for as long as people are playing, so I'm hoping that our glorious golden banana boys are on the horizon. Or, you know, just give the Black Templars Grimaldus. So overall, how do I rate Tacticus? Do I recommend it, or is this just another shit stain on 40k? I'm going to give Tacticus an 8.5 out of 10. A game packed with features, made with love without predatory business practices or the pay-to-win aspect that ruins so many other games. This is the best 40k mobile game by far, as it understands that it is a game. It wants you to hop on and play it. The fact that they have taken so much from the tabletop in terms of gameplay is another bonus. I've personally talked with the devs a number of times, and they are cool, passionate people, always very giddy on Zoom, so if you're worried about this being made by a cash-grabbing corporate faceless company that just reskins games, cashes in on whales, then abandons, fear not. Tacticus has the potential and foundations to be a 10 out of 10, but with no voice acting, no cinematics, average plot and writing, no option to slow down gameplay or zoom in, and a weird monetization system, I can't quite give it the perfect score just yet. In saying that though, there's literally no reason not to get it. It's free, and one of you lucky fucks that signs up and reacts to the Discord message is getting a very sexy reward. A combat patrol box, hoodie, and a custom pro-painted miniature. Sign me the fuck up. I actually asked them if I could get the reward as well, because I really wanted the pro-painted mini, and the fucking mad lad said yes, so that's pretty awesome. I'm calling it now. The curse is broken. Necromunda Hired Gun was good, Chaos Gate was good, Space Marine 2 looks good, Dark Tide looks good, and Tacticus is good. Download link below.